When pain sneaks into your life, it often comes quietly. Maybe it starts as a little stiffness in the morning, the kind you brush off as just getting older. But then one day, tying your shoes, climbing the stairs, or even holding a grandchild feels heavier than it should. The culprit? Arthritis. It doesn't just steal comfort, it steals freedom, energy, and joy. I've seen too many people surrender to it, believing the only relief lies in a bottle of pills. But here's the truth few realize. Sometimes what's on your plate can be as powerful as what's in your medicine cabinet. Today we'll explore 7 simple natural snacks that can soothe inflammation and ease arthritis pain in ways that are both delicious and healing. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Channel Wellness Blueprint Over 50, where we reclaim strength, vitality, and independence, one small step at a time. When I think of walnuts, I'm reminded of a patient named Margaret. She was 72, vibrant in spirit but worn down by the relentless ache of arthritis in her hands. Margaret was a retired piano teacher, and she once told me with tears in her eyes, "Dr. Brian, my fingers no longer dance. They just hurt." She believed her music days were behind her, but we worked together to explore small, natural adjustments to her lifestyle, and one of those was adding a handful of walnuts into her daily diet. Now, walnuts may look simple, even ordinary, but inside they hold a powerful secret: omega-3 fatty acids. These are like tiny peacekeepers inside your body, calming the fiery battles of inflammation that spark joint pain. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition has shown that omega-3s reduce inflammatory markers in the blood, offering natural relief for aching joints. Unlike medications that can upset the stomach or stress the liver, these nutrients work gently, steadily, nourishing rather than depleting. Walnuts also carry vitamin E and polyphenols, antioxidants that act like shields against the wear and tear of oxidative stress, the slow rusting of our joints that makes pain worse. For Margaret, it wasn't magic overnight, but after 3 months of consistency, she came back smiling. "I played yesterday, doctor," she said. "Not for long, but the notes were mine again." That's the beauty of walnuts, easy to snack on, sprinkle into oatmeal, or toss into a salad. They don't just feed the body, they protect the future of your mobility. For many over 50, every bite is not just a snack, it's a step toward freedom. Less stiffness, and yes, even music returning to your fingers. One chilly winter morning, I sat with a gentleman named Harold, 68 years old, who had battled knee arthritis for over a decade. He told me mornings felt like walking on broken glass. Medications dulled the pain, but left him groggy, and he longed for something gentler. That's when I suggested something simple, almost old-fashioned: a warm cup of ginger tea with honey. Now, ginger isn't just a spice to liven up stir-fries. It contains compounds called gingerols, which are like nature's own version of anti-inflammatory medicine. They work in the body much the same way as certain arthritis drugs, blocking inflammatory signals before they can ignite pain. But unlike many medications, ginger soothes without harsh side effects. A study in arthritis and rheumatism even found ginger extract significantly reduced knee pain in people with osteoarthritis. And then comes honey, a sweet golden healer in its own right. Honey adds more than flavor, it brings natural antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties, reinforcing ginger's effects. Together they form a comforting duo, like wrapping your joints in a warm blanket from the inside out. Harold began drinking ginger tea with honey every morning. At first, it was just a soothing ritual, something to look forward to before facing his day. But slowly, the broken glass feeling began to soften. "I don't dread mornings anymore," he told me with a grin. "My knees still talk to me, but they whisper now instead of shouting." For those over 50 searching for arthritis pain relief that feels kind and nurturing, this simple tea is more than a drink. It's a daily act of self-care, one cup at a time, melting stiffness, restoring comfort, and reminding you that nature has not forgotten you. Several years ago, I met a woman named Louise, a retired librarian in her early 70s. She loved gardening, but arthritis in her hips had turned planting flowers into a battle of endurance. Pain kept her awake at night, leaving her exhausted during the day. She once said, "Dr. Brian, I feel like pain is stealing both my days and my nights." That's when I introduced her to a ruby red remedy, tart cherry juice. Tart cherries may be small, but they're packed with anthocyanins, powerful plant compounds that calm inflammation, much like a fire extinguisher douses flames. Studies from Michigan State University and others have shown tart cherry juice can reduce markers of inflammation and even rival some over-the-counter anti-inflammatory drugs, without the side effects that so often come with long-term medication use. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Tart cherries naturally contain melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate sleep. For someone like Louise, who was stuck in a painful cycle of poor rest and worsening discomfort, this was a double gift. Not only did the juice ease her hip pain, but it also helped her slip into deeper, more restorative sleep. Within weeks, she told me she was waking up less stiff and finally had the energy to tend to her roses again. Tart cherry juice doesn't need to be guzzled. Even a small glass can make a difference. Its flavor is bold, tangy, and refreshing, and many find it becomes a welcome evening ritual. For those over 50 struggling not just with aching joints but also restless nights, tart cherry juice offers more than arthritis pain relief. It offers the return of peaceful mornings, energy for the day, and the chance to reclaim cherished hobbies once thought lost. When I think of olives, I think of Anthony, a 74-year-old grandfather who grew up in an Italian household where olives were always on the table. Ironically, he'd stopped eating them in later years, dismissing them as just a salty snack. By the time he came to me, arthritis in his knees made even short walks to the park with his grandkids painful. He wanted something, anything that could help him move again without relying solely on medication. I encouraged Anthony to reintroduce olives into his daily life, not as a garnish, but as a healing food. Olives are rich in monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, which acts almost like oil in a squeaky hinge, helping reduce stiffness and irritation inside the joints. These healthy fats are natural inflammation fighters, dialing down the overactive responses that fuel arthritis pain. But olives bring more than fat. They're also loaded with antioxidants like vitamin E and polyphenols. Think of antioxidants as shields protecting your joints from rusting over time. Oxidative stress, tiny chemical sparks inside the body, can damage cartilage and worsen arthritis. The compounds in olives help neutralize those sparks, keeping joints more resilient. Anthony began enjoying a small bowl of olives every afternoon, sometimes sliced into his salads, sometimes straight from the jar. After several months, he told me, "Doctor, I still have arthritis, but I can walk with my grandkids again. That's worth everything." Olives may seem humble, but they're a flavorful, nutrient-dense ally for anyone over 50 looking for joint pain relief. With every bite, they nourish the body, support weight management, and offer the possibility of walking more freely, playing with grandchildren, and enjoying the simple pleasures of life again. One of my favorite memories involves a patient named Clara, a 69-year-old retired school teacher who loved crossword puzzles and knitting. Her arthritis made holding knitting needles painful, and she worried she'd have to give up the hobby that kept her calm and connected. Clara had tried turmeric capsules in the past but found them hard on her stomach, so I suggested something different: turmeric spiced almonds, a simple snack, crunchy and golden, with healing power hidden in every bite. Turmeric has been celebrated for centuries in Eastern medicine, and modern science backs it up. Its active compound, curcumin, acts like a traffic cop inside the body, blocking the enzymes and signals that drive inflammation into overdrive. A study in the Journal of Medicinal Food confirmed curcumin can reduce arthritis pain and swelling, sometimes with results similar to prescription drugs. The difference? Curcumin works gently, without the long list of potential side effects. Pairing turmeric with almonds makes this remedy even stronger. Almonds are full of healthy fats that help carry curcumin deeper into the body, enhancing its effects. They're also rich in vitamin E, a nutrient that protects joint tissues from oxidative stress, like a guard standing watch at the gates of your cartilage. The combination is not just medicinal, it's delicious. Clara began roasting her almonds with a light dusting of turmeric and a pinch of black pepper, which boosts curcumin absorption. Within weeks, she noticed her hands felt looser, and knitting became enjoyable again. "I can stitch a whole scarf now without stopping," she laughed, holding up a bright blue piece she made for her grandson. Turmeric spiced almonds are more than a snack. They're a crunchy, flavorful reminder that nature provides tools to restore comfort, independence, and the joy of simple daily pleasures. I once worked with a gentleman named Peter, 66, who loved golfing with his friends but had been sidelined by swelling in his knees. By the ninth hole, he told me, my knees feel like balloons ready to burst. He was already careful with his weight and exercise, but hydration was something he overlooked. That's when I introduced him to a snack that's as simple as it is powerful. Cucumbers drizzled with olive oil and a squeeze of lemon. Cucumbers are made mostly of water, over 95% in fact. This high water content helps flush out toxins and keep the joints lubricated, much like oil keeps gears from grinding. Hydration is often underestimated in arthritis pain relief, but well-hydrated joints move more smoothly, with less friction and stiffness. Adding olive oil turns this refreshing snack into an anti-inflammatory powerhouse. As we discussed earlier, olive oil contains monounsaturated fats and antioxidants that calm the flames of inflammation. When paired with lemon, the benefits multiply. Lemon is loaded with vitamin C, a crucial nutrient for producing collagen, the protein that keeps cartilage strong and flexible. Without enough collagen, joints wear down faster, but with the right support, they can remain resilient for years to come. Peter started packing sliced cucumbers with olive oil and lemon in his golf bag. Within a couple of months, he noticed he could finish 18 holes without feeling like his knees were about to give out. It's like my joints are better oiled, he joked with a smile. This combination isn't fancy, but it's deeply effective. For those over 50, a simple bowl of cucumbers, olive oil, and lemon can feel like a cooling breeze inside the joints, offering relief, mobility, and the chance to enjoy life's games again. There's a woman I'll never forget. Maria, 71 years old, a retired nurse with a laugh that could fill a room. But when she first came to see me, her laughter was dimmed by arthritis in her shoulders and wrists. She told me, "Doctor, I feel like I've been robbed of my spark." What brought some of that spark back was something as colorful and vibrant as she was. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. They're more than sweet treats. They're packed with anthocyanins, powerful pigments that give berries their deep colors. These compounds act like little firefighters, rushing to cool the flames of inflammation that cause joint swelling and stiffness. Studies in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry show anthocyanins directly reduce inflammatory cytokines, the chemical messengers that make joints ache. Berries also deliver vitamins C and E, both vital for protecting cartilage and connective tissue. Vitamin C is essential for collagen production, giving joints their cushion and flexibility, while vitamin E acts as a shield against oxidative stress, which accelerates joint damage. For someone like Maria, whose daily tasks were becoming harder, these nutrients were a lifeline. She began starting each morning with a bowl of mixed berries, sometimes adding them to yogurt, sometimes blending them into smoothies. Slowly, the change arrived. Her shoulders felt lighter, her wrists less stiff, and her spark returned. One day she told me with her signature laugh ringing out again, "Doctor, I even danced at my granddaughter's wedding. My joints didn't complain until the very last song." That's the gift berries bring. Not just joint pain relief, but a return to vitality. For anyone over 50, they're a delicious way to protect mobility, brighten the diet, and keep life full of color, flavor, and joy. So there you have it. 7 simple, powerful snacks that can ease inflammation, soothe arthritis pain, and help restore the freedom to move, laugh, and live fully. Walnuts, ginger tea with honey, tart cherry juice, olives, turmeric-spiced almonds, cucumbers with olive oil and lemon, and berries. Each one is a gentle ally on your path to healthier joints. Remember, healing doesn't always come from a prescription bottle. Sometimes it comes from the foods we choose every day. I'm Dr. Brian, and this is Wellness Blueprint Over 50. Stay hopeful, stay strong, and never forget, change is possible at any age.